Happy Crockin Monday, y'all.
We all look at Labor Day as kind of the last hurrah of the summer. Especially in Texas, we love us some brisket, lots of yummy sides. So we're gonna give you just that today. It's a brisket that's featured in the cookbook, the Hickory Smoked Brisket. And Nicole's gonna be sharing her side dish that she's been talking about all summer, and she hasn't shared the recipe with me yet, so I'm excited to get it along with you guys. So the brisket is gonna be a 3 to 4 pound brisket. You're going to be wrapping it in foil. So I have the really wide foil and I've stretched it across the slow cooker, stuck it down in there already. If you don't have the really wide foil, you could do a strip this way and a strip this way to make sure it gets covered, because you are going to need to wrap it.
And you might want to double that foil up to make sure you have the heavy duty, because it will. You want your juices to stay in the foil packet.
So we have the 3 to 4 pound brisket down in there. I'm going to take the remaining 4 ingredients. You're just going to put it right over the top. This is 1/4 cup of liquid smoke,
which can be found. It's found on our dressing aisle along with the barbecue sauce and chili sauce and all the other sauces in a bottle. 1/2
teaspoon of celery salt. Now, I'm going to do pretty heaping spoonfuls. Feel free to put a little more seasoning if you like. Especially since this is such a long recipe, you're going to want to compensate for that.
Yes, and I actually have to say that that has been one of the toughest things for me as a Crockin girl, because y'all want to know measurements, and I am such a throw it in
and go.
Yes, throw it, you know, it's all about the taste, and my nanny was like that. She taught me how to cook like that, and I struggle with that, so I always probably do a little bit more seasoning. Yeah, and make it your own. You can swap out these ingredients if you'd rather have more garlic, salt than onion, then put a little extra of that. This is 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. So all 3 of the seasonings are 1/2 teaspoons. And then the 1/4 cup of the liquid smoke. Now, if you would like to, before putting it down in the foil, you could put this in a dish, put all the seasonings on it, and put it in your refrigerator and marinate it if you want to do that for a little longer. Because already, I would cook this recipe overnight. Put it in at night when you go to bed. It's going to be ready about lunchtime. You can cook this for about 12 hours. So if you want to put it in and marinate it first thing in the morning, then put it in your crock at night, and then have it for lunch, I'm sure it's going to be extra tasty. So you're going to wrap this up completely, get it all covered with foil. And you're going to cover this recipe, and like I said, low and slow, 8 to 12 hours. I did try this recipe on high once. I didn't get it in the night before. I wanted it done for church, so I got up really early, and I thought, oh, I can do it 5 hours on high. It'll be all right. No, it still tasted not as good. Tender. You want that juiciness. You want it to sit and cook all day.
It will fall apart. Mine, I really had to work at cutting when I cooked it fast, and that's so not us. We're both low and slow, usually with every recipe. So make sure you set aside 8 to 12 hours to let this cook.
And on cutting your brisket, you want to make sure that you're cutting it against the grain. For instance, this piece right here, this actually, when we were getting it out of the slow cooker, this part just fell apart, and you can see that all these are tendons, and the grain, this is going with the grain, but as you can see this, we've cut it opposite.
Right, and that's going to be...
It also helps on the flavor and all that, too.
Flavor, and then eating it. I mean, you will be able just to eat that with your fork.
Yes.
And it's going to make it great just to eat on sandwiches.
This will produce quite a bit of juice, so you'll just drizzle it over.
Save that juice. Drizzle it over it.
Okay, for your cabbage and tomatoes, you'll take 1 head of cabbage, just coarsely chopped. Put it down in your slow cooker. Now, this makes quite a bit. And you can see I've done some big hunks here because it will cook down. So if you have a small family of 4, normally for Chris and I and the kids, I make about 1/2 of this and then use the other 1/2 of my head of cabbage to make slaw or something else. Ramen noodle salad. 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And if you're doing half of it. I would just do 1 can. This is super, super simple. My mom, my nanny, my family has made this, and they do it on the stovetop. And I wanted to try it out early this summer. It's actually Memorial Day weekend. I think I tried it out, and it turned out great. And this is 1 onion. Doesn't matter whatever onion you have on hand. I usually have a yellow onion. Just get that on there. And I don't even really mix this up. I just kind of
spread it across the top.
Your juices of your tomatoes have gotten down in there. And so as it cooks, it's going to wilt down.
It smells really good.
And it will just all blend together. And then you can come in and kind of mix it up. But this is another low and slow. You can cook it on high if you need to for probably 4 to 5 hours. But I would do it low and slow. I put this on for a good low 8 hours and then auto switch to warm. So it was perfect to accompany the
They're the
brisket.
perfect pair.
So,
perfect pair for the Labor Day weekend.
And I wasn't in the kitchen cooking, you know, the whole weekend. So, and we've just added it with some fruit. You know, that fruit's still in season. Eat it up while you can before that summertime runs out. So
I love it.
We hope y'all have a wonderful Labor Day. Happy Crockin', y'all.
Y'all have a great week.